I have to click the button for the YouTube outputs. Oh, shoot, heck. Okay. It should be up now. Darn, the intro got missed. Okay. Quick TLDR. This way it shows up in the YouTube VOD. Just got permission to use this particular project for the physics on Foony. Very excited about it. I'm going to demonstrate the importance of JavaScript to TypeScript and why it is so important to use TypeScript and to have strong typing, and also why it's so important to have private for all of your stuff, like private as a default, constant as a default. It's going to become immediately obvious. So Foony over here, this is the 8-ball pool, right? This is 8-ball pool on Foony. The problem is the physics are weird. It might look fine, but it's like 750 kilobytes gzip size. It's very CPU expensive, and it's not quite right. So this physics is based on like actual papers, like white papers and stuff, right? This physics is based on me setting up Rapier and trying to get it to feel good. So not based in science or reality. And some people complain about this. Some people don't care. They're not super big on pool. They just see a pool game and they're like, this is fun. This is awesome. But some people are sticklers for like, they actually want pool. A shocker, I know. So what we're gonna do is I'm going to create, I'll just kind of follow these steps. I'm gonna add types to their code until everything looks nice and is like acornified and looks great. And then I'm gonna create a wrapper / adapter around the physics. So kind of matching the way that physics works on Foony. I'm gonna just stay in this code base until it works, and then I'm gonna copy it over to Foony. And the reason for all this is because I want to be able to do an iterative approach where I can write some code and then I can test it, write some more code and test it. This repo is actually better tested than Foony and has a lot of tests, which is good. I'm too lazy for that. So that's the plan, and yeah, let's get to it. So JetBrains is acting up. I think I can just force quit it this way. We'll do that. And then hopefully, when I start it up again, it won't completely freak out on me. All right. So now we go to recent projects, and if last time this broke horribly, maybe it will work this time. Okay. Howdy, Flora. It's going pretty well. Time to go full Neo. We're not going NeoVim. Not happening. Alrighty. And we can ban those people? Just ban anyone who doesn't like the pool physics? The poster's fake. Wait, hold on. This poster's fake? You think this poster's fake? This one right here. This poster's fake? Oh shoot. Oh no, I pulled it out of the wall. There. You need the fake one. You know, that's not all that's fake, right? This isn't Mac. I'm not on a Mac. It looks like it might be a Mac, but this is not a Mac. This is Parsec. I'm on Windows. So, you know, why? Why not? I wanted to play with people, because I'm not actually on a Mac, right? So like you might have seen, I've shown like Paint on stream, right? Um, and you know, it's kind of like, how the hell do you have Paint open on a Mac? Well, the trick is I don't. I'm not on a Mac. I'm on a Windows machine. I've been on a Windows machine like, oh God, I don't even remember when I started being on a Windows machine. A long time, right? So like, this is real, you know, the Titus is real, and I'm on Windows. Layers of deception? Was the whole MacBook phase a lie? Pretty much. There is a MacBook. The MacBook is real, it does exist, but I'm on Windows. I've been on Windows this whole time. Did I sell my Mac? No. It's still there. I mean, come on, this is still a Mac, right? I'm still on it, kind of. Just through Parsec this whole time. So I might switch back to Windows at some point because, you know, it's just better, slightly better resolution, slightly crispier. The Mac is not a doorstop right now. Not currently a doorstop. Oh yeah, and here's the, oh wait, no, that's the wrong Titus. There we go. There's the fake Titus for you. So you can see the real one, fake one, real one, fake one. And of course I have it laid over that way. That way, if I lower my desk, it will like stay in position and it still looks like it still covers it up. All right. Why do we even have a fake one? Because there's a real one. That's why, Flora. Come on now. All right. So now we need to be able to see if like we can make these private or whatever, and I'm not sure. So like we just make it private, and then if something freaks out, we can go back to it being public. That was some epic trolling. I'm glad you like it, JR. Now the question is, how many people are like not gonna realize this? Wait, hold on, what is this? File can be read-only. Oh, see? See that? I had private to it, and like, oh, now it's read-only. But we don't know if this is gonna work or if this is gonna even build. So we gotta set up this package JSON, and we gotta do all this stuff. There's probably also a bunch of updates to Billiardos. Oh, right. I forked it. Kind of. How many updates are there to Billiardos? There's depths, cores, render. Oh, there's a new render. What? Oh, it just does something with Gitbot? What the hell is Gitbot? Render.com? What is this? Nop? Echo Nop. I'm guessing that's supposed to be no op. I don't see anything particularly important. I see some markdown things. I'm guessing those are just markdown changes. Nice shirt, thanks! My villain arc is happening. Leaked key? Oh, you mean this? That's a digest. Or do you mean the whatever it was? When would I use object-oriented programming over functional? A lot. I use object-oriented programming a lot of times. It just kind of depends. Like, my goal when I write code is to keep it as simple and maintainable as possible, right? Now, some people kind of conflate maintainability with having functions that are like 3 lines long. That's not readable, because the thing that it misses is that you need to be able to understand like multiple layers of abstraction, and you have to like jump through like, you know, 10 files to figure out what you're looking for, because nothing does anything. So that's a bit of a pain. Is object-oriented programming preferable on large-scale projects? Yeah, I mean, you'll notice I use a fair bit of object-oriented programming. It kind of just depends. It also depends on the language and a bunch of other things or framework, right? So like in React, you have a lot of functional code because you have a lot of like functional components and whatnot, right? It just kind of depends. But then, you know, I've got collections and I've got games and stuff, and those games, they're objects. Okay, so we have which one of these do I need? We've got dev. I'm guessing dev is probably going to be good. So let's do that. I forget. Does this code use... It uses yarn, doesn't it? That's fine. I can use npm. I don't need to use yarn. You used to do object-oriented programming a lot in your Unity and C# days. Yeah, I mean, like, certain languages will definitely, like, favor one or the other. Like, if you're doing Java, almost all of it is going to be object-oriented. If you're doing C#, pretty much the same. No side effects? Yeah, like, one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to have some, like, a file where when you import that file, code runs, right? That causes bugs. Don't do that. Usually, code should only run when you call a function or method on something. Goofball, howdy. I'm live? Yeah, you bet. Alrighty. Who doesn't love going to definitions 10 times for something that could be one function? I don't love it. I've seen a lot of code. A lot of the time it's written by like larger companies and stuff where it's just abstraction after abstraction after abstraction. And a lot of times this is done for testing, right? Because there'll be like some requirement where like 80% of the code base or whatever needs to have code coverage for tests. And so you end up with a lot of abstractions which are designed around testing and add a lot of complexity. It's kind of how it is. All right. So I want to go to the party, and then this is, I believe, called billiards. Cool. And then npm I, which is probably already done. Process finished with exit code 0. What do you mean process finished? It doesn't actually serve. It's just webpack. Oh, that's lame. Okay, fine. Let's try this again. What are we building today? If you're watching on YouTube, you can go to the start of the YouTube VOD, and you can just see what I'm working on. Here's my YouTube. But basically, we are taking the physics out of this billiards game, and we are moving it over to Foony. I got permission for this, so it's allowed. Just be careful though with anytime you've got like licenses, right? So like the license for this project typically is the GNU General Public License, which for something like Foony you wouldn't be able to use. So you just have to like be careful of this, right? Like if you care about getting sued or whatever. If you use GNU, the GPL, it causes you to have to like open source your stuff, and it also has to be like under that license or something, so problematic to say the least. Typically, the licenses you're looking for in a project that is like the green light to go ahead is MIT and the Apache license. Both of those are fine. MIT is better, in my opinion. We're corrupting some pure JavaScript with types. Yep, so just a quick start. These used to be like public, and then now I made them private. And now that they're private, like assuming this still builds and runs, then I'll be able to make it like read only, right? Because it's not actually getting modified. So that improves readability because now I know this is only getting assigned in the constructor and then it's not getting reassigned. I still don't know what pause is. See there, it's an any type, but I can assume it must be a vector 3 because it's a vector 3 over here. And so if I can write that, that means I can also write this. I can delete the line here and delete the line here, and then I can also go over here and say that this is read only and this is a number, and then I can just remove everything from the constructor and make it like that. Did I play PoE too? Yes. Yeah, I can show you that real fast too. I can show you my current progress. Hopefully it pops up on the right screen. Implicit any? Yeah, there's going to be a lot of implicit endings that we're going to have to work through. So this is my current setup. I've got this character here, 85 Infernalist. And I've also got this gem mercenary that I'm making. So this one's level 15 currently. And I'm just like blasting through. My gear's kind of ridiculous on that character. Is this all going on the YouTube video? Yep. Alright. I'm grinding. Yeah, I've been grinding on this game pretty hard. So you can see there, I'm currently level 85. And I can just like pop open tier 15 maps. So you can see here I've got some currency. Oh, let me finish my thing here. So wait, hold on. This order completed? Jesus. So I bought a whole bunch of chaos orbs for only 1.9. So let's add all of that. This is what my current currency is looking like. I'm stuck. I can't do any more trades. I'm out of gold. But I've been making gold by trading currencies back and forth. Currently, the one that's really hot is Chaos to Exalts. It's always a very hot trade, but usually the margins are really small. Right now the margin's about 10%, which is pretty good. Maybe it's like 5-6%. What's my take on the PoE 2 endgame compared to PoE? So one thing I don't like currently about the PoE 2 endgame is that you lose your map when you die, right? And like basically everybody goes mind over matter so that you don't die in one shot. It's just kind of a requirement. So that kind of sucks. These towers, it would be really cool if like they were different. They kind of suck. They're like small corridors, they're very short. It kind of feels like a waste of a map. So a lot of times when you're doing a tower, you typically just take like a lower tier map that you don't care about, you throw it in the tower and you do it. It's not fun. I think that should definitely be improved. One idea I've seen thrown around is just making the towers like the bosses or something, and like you just on a circular arena or something with random boss encounters. That would be a lot more fun. Make it more of a reason to actually do them. Currently, you just do them to like get the little buffs around all the other maps, right? Using these little like stones. So typically, towards the end game, or like towards near the end when you can do tier 15s, what you do is you leave irradiated, because this, or not irradiated, yeah, irradiated, because it gives +1, and you leave corrupted, because that also gives +1 to monster level. So you have like your best tier 15 maps, or your waystones, and then you just like socket those. So for example, I don't have any good ones right now. Also, alchemy orbs, you use these all over the place. So if I've got like any good waystones here that are like semi-decent but are white, I will take an alchemy and I'll just use it on it. I don't have any of those currently. But basically, you want to clear all the ones that are like not irradiated and not corrupted with like bad waystones. leaving only like these ones, because you ideally want like a map boss, irradiated, corrupted, and then you want to like corrupt your waystone so that it's +1 as well. So that gets you up to like 18 or something. And then as you continue progressing, you get over here. There's some boosts. You can get like areas with map bosses are irradiated, and then corruption when entered, which gives like an additional 1. It's okay, but you know, you can get up there otherwise. What act am I on? I'm done with the campaign, right? I'm at the end game. I'm also getting near my full build. So recently I killed Zarok or whatever. This is kind of something like a lot of people are getting stuck on. So you can see here, right? I've got like pretty maxed out. My skeletons are kind of ridiculous now. They're level 28. This is over here, 7,000 DPS. Why is the Gemling Ascendancy cool? Okay, so I can show that too. So if I switch out to my other character, I can show my Gemling. So I'm currently level 15 on the Gemling. I've only spent like 90 minutes playing. Alright. And oh yeah, sorry for the weird dimensions of this. I'm playing on a ultra wide. I should switch monitors for actual gaming. But there's a staff here, Pillar of the Caged God. This thing is disgusting. So you don't get your damage out of the staff, you get your damage out of the gloves. I don't have the gloves right now because I'm not a high enough level on this character, but there's a pair of gloves that gives you extra damage based on your int. So you stack int really, really, really high. That gives you tons of damage, and then the staff gives you massive AoE. But even at a low level, it's kind of a disgusting build. So if I just go to like something that's supposed to be my level, I can kind of show you what it's like. This is the way I go through the campaign on a character now. So I just go up here and, you know, just boop them. Actually, that's a bit tankier here, whatever. But basically unkillable. And you can just kind of wreck stuff. But a bit weaker than, like, it's going to be a tricky part, I think, in the campaign until I get to like level 56, at which point this build is really going to start picking up. But game is easy mode. It started off way harder, and obviously if you don't have good gear, then it's still pretty challenging. The big thing is I don't think you should lose the items on the ground when you die. I don't think rares should despawn if you die, and you shouldn't lose your map if you die. There you can kind of see the damage of it currently. It's still kind of dumb. But like, I don't really have to dodge mechanics. You just kind of kill stuff. Just don't die. Yeah, I have died on this character already. I stood in a mechanic because I was like, oh, well, I can just stand in this. Oh yeah, if I allocate some points, they'll be way stronger. I think I have to go down this way. If you die, you lose progress on hard. So once you get to the end game, like level 70 plus, then you start losing some XP. It's like 15% XP. Okay, anyways, this is not a Path of Exile stream. I will do a Path of Exile stream at some point, but today we're supposed to be coding, so back to the code. Is that skill tree? Aw. Everybody wants the Path of Exile. Okay, well, we will do Path of Exile. Okay, we will. Just not right this second. I want to set it up so that you can actually see the whole screen, and not just like some section of it, and we'll do one. You've been following forever, and it's the first time you've caught me gaming. Yeah, I don't normally game on stream, but you know, there might be a decent crossover there, and I definitely want to stream some PoE 2. What kind of networking system do I think PoE 2 uses? Not sure. That's a tricky one. I mean, if I were to guess, I'd say they probably use something like Kubernetes, and it's like a giant server cluster. But I don't know. Like, I don't know like how many servers. Like, well, it's zoned, right? You have zones, so each map could be on a server. So then loading times could just be connecting to that server and then, loading all your stats and everything. Maybe. I don't know. I would know more if I made like a packet editor. And then I could, see what's actually happening and like what's going on with the connections, right? That would help a lot with understanding. Even if you just pop open a Wireshark, you could see like connections and things happening, but you wouldn't have the packet data. Well, it would be like encrypted. Anywho, so, right, does this serve thingy work? And if it does, where is it running? Port 8080, great. Localhost, looks like it still runs, awesome. I should also set up tests so that we have tests on this thing. The stream isn't good for your compulsion to ask random questions of interest. Hey, I appreciate it. It's something to talk about. It's my clothes that are distracting you? Yeah, I should wear this whenever I do the PoE stream. What are pool physics? Pool physics could be one of two things. If you're talking about like a hot tub streamer or something, the pool physics would be like the way the water moves. But it depends if there's even water in the pool. Usually there is. And then if you're talking about 8-ball pool or billiards, then pool physics is like the way the balls are hit, right? So in our case, we're talking about 8-ball pool. If I ever finish Foony, can I make a MapleStory 2 revival? I'm sorry, I can't do that. I can't do a MapleStory 2 revival. And the reason why is because it's like a whole copyright thing, right? If I was back in college or something and I didn't care about getting sued, there's a chance, but I do care. Anyways, we're gonna work on improving the physics for the pool game. Change the name to not MapleStory. That will definitely get me out of lawsuits. And then we can get AI to generate all of the assets. But that's not good enough. Because you still can't use the code. You'd have to build something like, it would have to be like Foony, but for MapleStory, you know what I mean? So Foony is inspired by OMGpop, but this does not look like Foony. It looks very different, right? So that's kind of the point. You loved OMGpop? Well, that explains why you're here. What is Foony? Sorry, you're new. It's okay, I forgive you. Kind of. Here you go. Oh, wait, hold on, that's not Dvorak. There you go. Alright. Great. So if we just do test, run this code here, boom, 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 run, make sure it runs each time. Great, everything passes. All right, now we can just go through and we can make changes. So what the hell is pocket? It's an any type, but it has a pause and a radius. I don't know what type that is, so we're gonna figure it out. What type is this pocket? Okay, pocket centers, find. Well, it seems like it's an array of some type. I don't know what it is. Let's go to pocket. This is what you have to do, by the way, if you're trying to add types, because like anyone who's new to this project who doesn't understand what the type is going to be is going to have to go through here and be like, okay, what is that? So this is pocket centers. Okay, what is pocket centers? Great. It's some static thing. You can see here all of these are static. None of these are private. Some of these can probably be private. I don't know what can be private, My IDE doesn't know it can be private. So, and why is it all static? How is this pocket geometry actually used? Okay, so .px is only ever used inside of pocket geometry. That means it's private. I'm betting this is also private. What about this thing? This is only ever used inside of pocket. That can be private, right? So I'm betting all of this can be private, and we'll just make this private as well. I still don't know what type it is. Oh, now it's freaking out. Why is this upset? Its value is never read. See? Now, if this is in fact private, then I can delete it because it's not ever actually being used. So that is knuckles. So if we go to pocket geometry.knuckles. Okay, so this one's actually public. And I'm guessing maybe these other ones might be public as well. Looks like that one's public as well. Pocket centers. Probably also public. We can probably rework this code so that it's not actually public. All right, we're getting there. We still don't know what these types are. But let's see, where is this defined? Pocket geometry.pockets. Okay, so it has these different values. Wait, arg. Let's move this down. Pocket layout with R. What the hell is pocket layout? What is R? Oh, so this is only ever called from pocket geometry, so this is actually private. Okay, and what is R? It's an any type. Of course it is. So it comes from physics constants. Whatever the hell R is. It's a number. Why is it let? Can this be reassigned? It's that kind of code base. Yep. You have G for gravity, mu, mu s, mu c. Now, there's two ways we can do this. We could get like an LLM to maybe try to help out with some of these comments, but it might end up creating BS that doesn't make any sense. And if it does that, then how the hell am I supposed to know? So, okay, what is setMuC? Where is it being called from? Why does this even matter? Setters working. And sliders. So the only reason these exist is so that you can adjust the physics. We don't care about adjusting the physics with sliders. So we can probably just remove this. Jesus Christ. Style, any type, public, not read-only. Okay, where is this actually used? So it's used in diagrams, it's used in a container, and it's used in a test for adjusting sliders. So if I just delete this code, sorry to hear that, Ames. Hopefully things go better for you. Why wouldn't we want sliders? And they're not that kind of slider. They're not as like a zinger burger or whatever, right? These are like the lame sliders, the untyped kind. And here you can see some nasty stuff going on as well. So remember how I said earlier in the stream that you don't want side effects when you import something? Well, here are side effects when you import something. you've got, like, whenever this pocket spec or whatever gets imported, you can see there's like get elements by class name, replay diagram. All right, that's not good. And then it checks for an ID or whatever, like, and a bunch of other stuff. Alrighty. Anywho, I don't want sliders, so let's just not have that. And I can delete all that code. I'll probably just delete that as well. Great. And now it's only in container. I don't want sliders at all, so let's just delete it. Delete it from there. Great. Okay, sliders are gone. This step times one doesn't make any sense. Oh my lord. All of this. It's a pain. And all of these types are also missing. But we don't really care too much about stuff that's like not related to like this advance. No, this is probably something we do care about, because this advance has time steps in it, which is going to update the physics, I bet. This is probably a number, I'm assuming. And how is this actually called? Like, is this called from anywhere? Looks like it's called maybe from the test code. But it's only called from test, so this really... Wait, is this animate? Wait, no, this was advance, wasn't it? Okay, cool. I can just delete it from that. This timestamp is probably a number, I would imagine. So this is visible for testing. We could get prettier to help. You know what? Prettier would help a lot, yeah. We could definitely use prettier. I have it enabled. Much better. So, normally I don't like prettier, but this is someone else's code, and prettier is definitely a step up from theirs, so I'm just gonna use prettier, because thank God. Alright. Pocket spec, table, all this other stuff. Is there anything actually broken in here? New, what was that thing called that we had? The slider. Sliders. I don't want sliders. There's no sliders. Sliders are going away. So I'm just going to delete this. If I'm deleting it entirely, well, we don't need it. Sliders isn't used anywhere else. That's okay. Let's rerun the tests. Does it still pass the tests? It still passes the tests. Great. And now that that's all gone, we can go over to the constants for physics, and all of these should no longer happen. Oh, right, I have to delete this code here as well. So let's just delete sliders entirely. Boom, gone. Sliders is gone. Great. Okay. So this setter's working. We don't care about this code. We don't want setters. This can go away. prettier doesn't remove imports. That's a shame. I think it does in Java, but I guess it doesn't do it in TypeScript for some reason. Okay. Oh, deleting stuff. Love it. We still have these other things, though. I don't like these other things. Why does this exist? Constants modified dependent. I don't care about that. Let's just delete that. All of these sets, I don't want that. All right, now that I've deleted all that code there, we can continue just deleting more. Great. And now I don't think I need the refresh because, well, I mean, I can just make it constant, right? There's no reason to refresh it if everything is just set initially. I don't need to define it as a number if I make it a constant. So all of these are now const. And now we don't have to say that this is a number because it already knows it's a number. I still don't know what these variables mean. Unfortunately, there's no explanation. So for that, I need all hands. And the reason I would use all hands for getting the explanations for all of this is because they're going to have context of all of the code, right? So all hands would be probably one of the best tools for this. Obviously, this is gravity in meters per second squared, I think. I don't know what all the other stuff is. Pocket geometry, middle radius. Well, it looks like that one needs to not be private. Is it only ever called from the test, though? If it is, I'll make it visible for testing. Pocket geometry is only because of test. Great. So this is visible for testing. All right, let's try the tests out again. Make sure everything passes. It does. You'd ask AI to write those comments. That is what we would do. That's the whole point of all hands. What is chai? It's for tests. There's some cryptographic numbers that are commented out here. I'm just going to delete that because it means nothing to me. This pocket, I still don't know what the hell this is supposed to be. I see pocket NW. Is this defined anywhere? No, it's not. Great. So that's super duper awesome. And then there's also this pocket layout with R. Great. So we know it's pocket, and we have these types, pocket NW, pocket other stuff. Now, unfortunately, this is defined from calling pocket layouts. Where's pocket layout being called? Scale to radius. And when is that being called? Is it always being called here? Pocket geometry, table geometry, scale to radius R. Well, R is a constant, which means, is that the pocket radius? Because this too is scaled to R. Or is R supposed to be like the ball radius? There's so many questions. What is R? It is some type of radius. And you can see, by the way, this is what happens if you don't have comments in your code. If somebody else comes into your code, doesn't matter how experienced they are, they're going to be asking the same questions I'm asking, right? So that's why it's so important that you comment your code to kind of explain what this stuff is. I think this might be the radius of the ball, possibly. So let's see. This R gets used where rvel, ball velocity. Okay, so rvel, that must be the rotational velocity of it. What is using that visible for testing? It's just a convention I took from Java. I don't remember why, but well, some library I was using back at Google had @visible for testing. It's just a nice indicator for me to know that the only reason it is public is for testing, and it's not used anywhere else. Okay, now I've added semicolons and made it prettier. Great. Ball with matched rotational velocity is rolling. It's gotta be the ball radius in meters. Okay. In billiards, what is the ball radius in meters? Oh shoot, heck, I'm using pro mode. I don't want pro mode. This is a really simple question. I just want regular O1, please. Hydrate? Sure thing. Make sure you don't forget to comment your code. Where do you want that one, Beef? Do you want that in this person's code or in Foony's code? My credits? No, I don't think there's credits for this. 57 millimeters. That doesn't make sense because this is 3275. You know, I can probably try to get GPT to do this, but it's not going to have context that all hands would have. All right. You think it needs to be an hour code? Sure thing. Let's pop that open. Let's do recent projects. Okay, fine, I'll just open. I'll go to projects, JS, foony. That's so weird. It pops it open in the same IDE. I don't want it in the same IDE. That is kind of cool though, that I can do that. Just have it side by side. But I literally would never want this because it takes up valuable screen real estate. Like, it would be okay if it used part of up here, but just having it take extra vertical space, not a fan. Right, which file, Beef? Oh, right, hold on. Let me get some more water. This spot's good. Alrighty. There we go. And then I'll commit that in a bit. Let's see. Oh, I also fixed some things in Jigsaw, and I think it's just about ready to be out of alpha. So I did this thing where you can no longer stack Jigsaw pieces. So I don't know if it's on this current server deploy, but before you used to be able to just like stack a whole bunch of pieces here in the center. But now there is an upper limit to how many pieces you can stack before it will stop connecting pieces. So I have like a nice grid, and then I base the granularity of that grid on the width or height of the piece. I think it's actually like it's separate. There's like a certain number of rows and columns. But yeah, it's just like this kind of granular grid, and then it has like an area around it. So you can kind of think of it like the following. So there's like this big old grid, a whole bunch of rows, a whole bunch of columns, right? And then if there's a jigsaw piece somewhere around here, and then I place a jigsaw piece here, then there are two. So this will count as two because it will check over here, or I guess that would be in blue. And then the red piece would check these, and you'd see like it's still within the area, so this would count as two as well. And if I put a green piece over here, and we do another little square, the green would count as 2, the red would count as 3, and the blue would count as 2. So I kind of have like that system set up for the jigsaw pieces. It only applies to individual pieces. As soon as you connect multiple pieces together, I kick them out of the grid because who cares, right? This is just to stop the most obvious stacking. You can see here, one of them actually stacked, which is a bit of a surprise. It might be that the server is not deployed yet for this change. I don't remember. I'm guessing the server is not deployed. But this was kind of the thing that you could do before. You can see I'm getting some connections. And then like you can just kind of move a piece around the board and it will connect, right? Like that's not a good way to do a puzzle. So trying to fix that and prevent it. And I know this one here is not really prevented, but it is in the future. So I did that, and then I also made it so that if you hit your gold limit, it won't say you receive gold anymore. It will just say that you need to sign up for gold, because people, for some reason, still can't figure out that the reason there is a 1,000 gold cap is because you're not signed up. I've had people reach out to me who are like level 50 and 4 in a row, and they're a guest account because they never signed up, because for some reason they don't think, oh, if I want to keep my progress in a game, maybe I should sign up. Never clicks. Add fixes to our jigsaw pieces with currency orbs, make it Path of Exile. We can have like a skill tree as well. Yeah, okay. You know, I've been thinking about that. I was thinking, is there anything from Path of Exile that I can import into Foony? Can't really do the action boss stuff, right? The hard content like that. Doing maps in Foony doesn't make sense. We're definitely not adding anything that's greater than PG-13, Dan. A skill tree could work, right? I mean, you could do a skill tree, and then you could have different builds on Foony. So you could have builds that are going for like lots of gold. You could have builds going for like crit damage to get lots of items and things. You could go for more XP instead of going for currencies, but then we need more support for like currencies should allow you to buy like better, you know, items and stuff, which gives you more other stats. Like I want to do a build system or something, but it also has to be simple and has to be understandable by a lot of people. Gamify it by giving achievement badges or something for winning games, etc. We already have stuff like that, but typically it's more like unique things. So you can see here I've got achievements, and when you get an achievement you also get a small power increase depending on what it is, right? So You can see here, this one gives you extra gold. I guess you can't really see that. My thing's in the way. See there? Boom. Extra gold. And this one gives you extra XP. So typically the progression system for Foony is go do all the easy achievements, connect 10 pieces in a row without any mistakes. I somehow don't have that one. But it looks like every achievement on Foony is relatively easy for Jigsaw, which is good. My aim is to have about like 0.1% completion on the hardest achievements. So if it's a less than 0.1, I look at it and I think, is this one too difficult? This is not too difficult. Receive 5 upvotes on a word list, that's fine. It's just people haven't used the workshop system that much. Can we add PvP to Foony where you get loot, or where you can loot another player's achievements or gold? No. Absolutely not. We're not doing that. Sequential mastery, pretty tough. But that's fine. This seems broken. This is not implemented. This is very not implemented. Earned by 0 people. I don't even know if that's... It might be implemented, it's just... It's too hard. That one should be like 120. Complete a game with 100% accuracy. That's probably broken. I need to go through and add those. What else is missing? And this one's already nerfed, so it might be getting completed at some point. Earned by 1 person? That's way too hard. These are too hard. These are just ridiculous. So I'm gonna have to nerf these achievements. These are fine. All those are fine. This is extremely rare, but I don't care. If you're hunting for achievements, I think it's possible. Seeing a bug while working on something else? Yeah, but okay, let's try not to get too distracted here. Right, so let me close out of this again. I don't know what these are. All hands is going to have to help with the comments for that. I don't know what the hell this radius comes from. But what I can do is improve this thing. Scale to radius R. All of these values, because it's just like a static thing and the value never changes, can just be done this way. Wait, hold on. Table geometry, table X. What is that? Oh, there's a race condition here. Are you kidding me? Jesus. Okay, so the way that this code is done, you'll notice this static, this is gonna run immediately, like when you import this thing, right? So that's fun. Or it might be whenever you initialize a pocket geometry for the first time. No, I think it's just based on import order. So you have to, like, if I move this here, the code breaks, I think. So that's fun. Yeah. You know what? Let me test this. So we've got import pocket geometry and cushion. In knuckle, table, and a bunch of pocket geometry and a few others. So if I just go through, and then in all of these I just switch these around, I just kind of want to watch things burn. You know, I want it to burn. I want it to break. Because that is going to show like where the code is weak and where things are really not the way they should be. Alright, everything should break now. I think, possibly. Why is it passing? What the hell? It's not supposed to pass. Take care, Dan. What if I rerun this? Because I'm not sure if their tests actually do like a build or anything. I'm guessing it will still pass. It still passes. Okay, what if I do dev? And now I do test. Interesting. So how does that make any sense? Oh, I see. Because this imports table geometry, and because it imports table geometry, it's guaranteed that table geometry is going to be initialized first by the way that, yeah, the import order stuff works. Okay, so that's fine-ish. I guess I don't need to really fix that. It should be fine. It's not too brittle or anything. It's a bit strange, but not terrible. Anyways, this px we can just define here. It might be able to be read-only, possibly. I don't think there's anything that reassigns this. Howdy, Gozilla. So this is going to go away, and we're just going to move all this code out because we're not changing any of these constants. It doesn't make sense. Well, it might though, because like it depends what these constants are. If this is like a ball radius, it actually would matter. What does the R represent? I have no idea. I think it might be the ball radius or something, but I don't know if it's ball radius in meters or what. It's like 0.03275, and I don't know where that's coming in. So this might actually not be a great idea, because we might need to scale it. But that means I don't want this to be static. I really would rather not have pocket geometry be static, because it seems to me like it should vary based on the type of game, right? Because I know that like Karam and the others, they actually do have balls of different sizes. So it's a little incorrect for them to all be the same radius. Let's work through here first, I think. Ball.id, I'm guessing that's a static, which starts off at 0, okay. A bit strange, but sure. This needs to be vector 3. Color, what the hell is color? So it seems like it's a number. Just randomly colored balls? Weird. Okay, that doesn't make any sense. Updates. I'm guessing this is a number. Yep, it's a number because it's being passed in as a number there, so it must be a number. Update mesh. What is that? I'm guessing this is a timestamp. Is it a timestamp in milliseconds or something else? I have no idea. As motion, as rolling. Okay, those are correct. This dot vel, what is that? That's a velocity 3, and what is this? Vector 3? Cool, so both of these are vector 3s. Up cross, well that must require a vector 3. This, I bet, is also a vector 3. And this is probably also vector 3, and is this another vector? Probably the delta. These are so, like, Jesus. This is what I mean, there's like no types anywhere. What is the difference between round and round 2? Oh, I don't know. Something. Round vec 2. Looks like this was never used, so we can just delete that. It's the same code. Why the hell is there a second one? Okay. I guess I can delete that as well. Export function vec. Yeah, what, it just like clones? Is this supposed to be a vector 3 like? Oh, you know what? We should do that. Anywhere that it's not like specifically requiring a vector 3, we can just vector 3 like it. So that can be a vector 3 like. Is this also a vector 3 like? Because we're not guaranteed that it's actually going to be like a class, like a vector 3. It could be just something that looks like a vector. It could be like an object, for example. Okay. Oh, I think this is probably a read-only for that, so we would make that a vector 3, and that's fine. Why is this upset now? Oh wow, there's comments in here. Amazing. That can be vector 3. Why is this upset? What the hell is meta even? What? Oh, Vx and Vy are private. I guess these are used. But it should fail, it shouldn't succeed. Why is it doing this? Delta P. Why is this upset? Okay, so that can't be private. Man. Another thing I would never do. This person's a math person, whoever wrote this. This is like... I would just put like delta P, right? So that's fun. But I still don't know what the hell P is. What is P? Target work rebound? Slip speeds and angles? There's like tons of weird stuff in here. Here we can at least change inspections. Let's just disable this inspection so that I don't have quite so many crazy things. Cool. All right, what else do we have? Solve paper, great. What? There's no such thing as solve paper. It doesn't exist. This code doesn't work. Time to get that Greek keyboard out. I'm sure there's like some way to do it on like a Mac. Like I've got like one of these will be the key. Probably. Maybe not. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. So that's fun. History Math Haven solve paper doesn't exist. So does this impulse plot get used anywhere? Can I delete it? I think I can delete it. Let's delete this. The hell is this formatting? Good lord. Something about Plotly? Okay, whatever. Pretty sure I can delete this now. Okay. It no longer exists. Awesome. And this code also doesn't make any sense, so let's just delete this too. And we'll delete that as well. It basically does nothing now. Plotly, does this get used anywhere? Throw plot. Which I'm guessing actually works. Okay, we'll leave that, I guess, for now. So what if I break the code? So let's run the tests again. Everything's still passing. What if I do something that will definitely 100% break? Let's not export this and run the code again. The test. This should fail. It fails. Great. Awesome. That's what I want. And so, okay, this pause, that's a vector 3. This radius is a number. Oh, we're getting there. Knuckle. I'm guessing this is a knuckle. I don't know what the hell future position is. A vector 3. Okay. We're getting there. I'm beginning to understand what the heck these things are. Math at absolute value, so that must be a number. It's just called bounce. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Full bounce, I'm assuming, is a boolean. Yep. Find bouncing. Find bouncing what? Find bouncing a knuckle? Knuckles find will bounce. Okay. Knuckles find kernel if none. I guess that's what it does. It sounds like what it does. And then this must be a knuckle. Future position t, so that must be a time step. So this must be a number as well. We're getting there, slowly. That is not a helpful comment. You really are a math person? 25% of the repos readme is literal math? Yeah. Oh yeah, it's definitely a math. Very math. I am not this math. I like math. I do. I'm not this much math, though. Did I use Copilot or JetBrains AI plugin? I use Copilot. I've tried both, and this one just works better for me. Okay, what the hell is data.pause? B and data. I'm guessing B is ball. It's gotta be ball. I still don't know what the hell data is. Pause, vel, rvel? It sounds like this is a partial ball. I think? Is delta? Delta's not a number. What is delta? Is it a vector 3? No, it's not a vector. I don't know what it is. It's a delta. What is a delta, though? Like, what? V and W. That is so unhelpful. Bounce, hand, blend. I mean, this could just be return. It doesn't have to store value and then do other stuff with it. Vector, vector. These are both vectors. I don't know what these are. Yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna have like all hands go through this, and then I'm just gonna be like, add comments. Please, for the love of God, just add comments. What do I use AWS Chime for? I don't use it anymore. I used it a long time ago for video and like voice comms. So a long time ago when I first made Foony, you were able to like do video calls and stuff, and like your webcam would be like where your avatar is. And then I was like, you know what? The vast majority of people using Foony are kids. Let's not allow this. It appears I'm modifying custom pool physics. Is this actually going to work? I hope so. Yeah, there's an API for Chime. Mood cushion, A10, all that jazz is fine. Impulse to delta, what is this? Any types. What the hell are the types for this actually? I'm guessing these are just numbers. Number, number, number. Yep, number, number, number. There's just so many math variables with absolutely no explanation, just assuming you know what the hell it means. I'm guessing this is velocity and then this is like rotational velocity or something? I'm not sure. Please, okay, please give me your best guess comment for this. All right, let's see. Impulse delta. I don't even, like, I don't want to add the comment if it's wrong, because, like, wrong comments are not helpful either. An impulse on the ball into its resulting changes in linear velocity and angular velocity, v and w. Okay, that's what I thought. Great. But this is an x, a y, and z. So oh, but it's only an x and a y. So it can't move up like that. It can only move this way. All right. A generator solver result? Yeah, like, so if we run this through all hands, it'll understand more of the context and it will just make good comments for all of the code. So this is going to be a great way to understand code bases that suck for comments is you can just feed it to all hands. This is one of the best use cases of all hands is just documentation for some code base. I gotta speak to the CEO of all hands. I need to ask if I can use the API key that they gave me, or if I need to use like my own API key for showing it off on stream. But anyhow, that's just a me thought for later. Anyways, mass, radius, inertia. R is the ball's radius. Maybe. M is the ball's mass. Like, it would make sense. Moment of inertia. You know what? We can still have it try to understand this. Even without full context, it might get good. Use for calculating force act on the ball, coefficient of friction. Oh, is that what that is? Which the ball starts to slip. Oh, that makes sense. Moosey, okay, so bumpers, 0.8. I think I remember reading in a white paper, it was like supposed to be about 0.8. Linear parameter. Houston torque or friction calculations. That makes sense. That's for what rho is supposed to be. Mass of the ball, okay. Pull ball mass. .8 ounces. What the heck is that in actual units? 164. And how much is... That seems quite a bit of a difference. Why is that so different? Oh, let's see. There should be some constants in Matt Haven, which might help explain what some of these things are. You must have dropped the deterministic requirement since you see it's using floating point. It must be deterministic, Kaz. It's a good question. Like, is floating point in JavaScript the same across platforms? And I think it's probably not. I think there might be some inconsistencies. So I might have to do something where I change all of the math to become deterministic. That might be a bit of an issue. But I think there are no guarantees in JavaScript. Like, different platforms might... Oh, well, maybe, actually. JavaScript's floating point behavior is designed to be uniform across platforms and browsers. Tiny discrepancies. Well, it does matter. Which might explain why some things in Foony are slightly off. Very similarly, that's regardless of environments. Math sign may exhibit extremely slight differences. Okay. Let's try doing this. We have two environments we can test in right now, right? Windows and Mac. So why don't we just have it write some code to try and show these if there are any differences, and then that should cover most things, except for like a phone, which probably also needs to be tested. But I can run it on the M3 in like a node environment, and I can run it in Chrome and Safari, and I can run it in Chrome and Firefox on Windows. I'll test a bunch of things, a bunch of browsers real fast. Because if the floating point is different at all, that's going to suck. That will add like an extra, like probably 2 weeks to code. Okay. I probably should have taken all of that and then thrown that into a hash at the end. But okay, so this is Firefox and Chrome. If I pop Chrome open, I should be able to get some values there. Got some values. 578893080 2135. It's all the same so far. 543318 yada yada yada. All those values are identical as well. Those values are all the same. Those values are identical as well. So those are exactly the same. If I pop up in Safari, the same thing. Great, Safari is fun. Fine, I'll pop this open here. Okay, let's close out of that. Don't save. Okay, let's maybe move that over there. That was not the key press I thought it was. Looks identical as well. So right now what I'm doing is I'm just testing different browsers with a bunch of different math stuff. Just making sure that all of the floating point is exactly... This is shit, this is different. It's not the same. This value here, this tan, is different. Very, ever so slightly different. So if I take this, yeah, very interesting. It's almost exactly the same except for this is ever so slightly off. Okay, that only matters if this uses tangents. God, it uses tangent. Okay, so tangent might be a problem. Oh, this is just for camera. Oh, that doesn't matter. We don't care about camera. Be right back. Alrighty. Also, if you do 1/3 plus 1, let me test. I don't know if that's going to really get different results. Let me know if you think of any other stuff. We can test all of that. See, that's still the same. I mean, what if I do this and I square it? It's still the same. What if I add 1/3 to it? Okay, and then what if I take this and I divide it by 2? Still the same. Okay, and then what if I do that? Still the same. Same values. Okay, let's test on Windows. We'll come over here. Not sure what I just showed. Mobalytics. Oh, or doesn't matter at all. Cool. Bam. Whole bunch of maths. Okay. That's different. Oh wait, no, that's the same. Okay. I was like, oh my god, that's so different. And it was just me looking at the wrong spot. This is different. The cosine. Cosine's different. So this is between different architectures, right? So, ooh, tangent is different. Cosine is different. Sine is the same, shockingly. But cosine has slight variance in it. So, okay, math.cosine, math.tan, dangerous, dangerous. Anything that has a different value is going to be dangerous. And those are the things that I'm going to have to go in and I'm going to have to create a safe wrapper for. Well, I say me, but I don't have to do it. I can just have the AI do it. EXP is dangerous. So we'll have to test that. Tangent is dangerous. Let's see, tangent dangerous. Yeah, we know tangent's dangerous. Pi? Yeah, I'll test pi in a second, yeah. That's a good one. Tangent is dangerous. Yeah, we know tangent's dangerous. Seems like tangent is, like, weird. I don't know why. Most of the stuff is fine. Something else that could be done is you could just, like, take the values and then you could just remove, like, the last significant digit or something. Because it doesn't change by much. Too much maths? Well, welcome to physics land, where we get into the nitty-gritty of maths and making sure that values are identical. Oh, pi is up there at the top. It's the same. So everything there is fine, but this EXP is weird. And some other stuff. Where's this? Okay, let's expand this code. So what is the EXP thing? How the hell does that work for each of these? Oh, it's just math.exp, literally math.exp. Tangent is sine over cosine. This doesn't do everything, does it? It doesn't do atan too. But it only matters if that is used in the code. It is. atan2 is absolutely used. Floor, max. You know what? I don't actually know what gets used. Sine, that's probably all fine. What's not fine are these randoms and, like, the atan2. Sign is fine. Comparisons might be ever so slightly off. Okay, I think atan2 needs to be tested. Because that one might also be wrong. Please add atan2. Seems like math.cosine, math, and math.exp are all dangerous. Ever set with slight variations across and Mac OS. Okay. So I know a few things are dangerous. You'd always thought even basic division is dangerous. It doesn't seem like it. It seems like division was fine. You know, we can take this value here and divide it by this other weird value here and just see like if this is identical. So we got this value and then let's try it over here. It's the same. So division seems okay. It doesn't seem like it breaks horribly. What if I do math.random? I just get two very random values. I do this. And I just do this as well. I think it was the same value. Yeah, it's the same one. Put it in large loops and keep dividing and see if you get the same result. That's a good idea. Let's do that. Let's divide equal by like pi. And see if that's the same. So we got 406e. It's the same value. Same exact one. So I think division's probably fine. Right? Like dividing by pi like 100 times, same exact value, I think is gonna be fine. And that's across architecture. So I think I would have expected, oh, but this is both Firefox. So let me try with Chrome as well, just to verify. Same value. I think division's safe. So I think division and multiplication are fine. I think atan and some of these others are a little funky dunky. It didn't add atan2, what the hell? Oh, I guess it kind of did. Okay. Redeclaration. Fine. Pop this open over here. Alright. Special cases, atan2. Fiddlesticks. Pop this open again. Alrighty. 3-1, 1e. I think atan2 is fine, which is a bit strange. Not what you would have expected. Oh god, there's a bunch of these. So 8, 4, 1, 3, 1, 5, 8, 2, 4, 3. All of this seems fine, so I think we're good with atan2. All of these values are identical. I don't see anything out of place. Howdy, Hunter. Favorite fitness streamer? Dude, I did so many push-ups the other day. Still slightly sore. I mean, okay, not really sore now, but I was sore for like 2 days. And that was like with protein shakes and other stuff to help my recovery. It's wild. I couldn't play Beat Saber for like 2 whole days. Alright, I think we're good. Yeah, we've got a couple of things we found. Cosine, tangent, and exp are dangerous. I think everything else is okay. So we have to look at math.cosine, and there is some cosine, and there is some atan. There's not any atan. Okay, we're fine with that. Math.exp is also dangerous, apparently. What is exp? Oh, returns e raised to the power of a number. Oh, I see. Okay. We have to replace these with safe versions. So, which exp was bad? Let me see. If I just grab one of these exps that gives me a different value, of course that one gives me the same. 262, gosh darn it. Give me one that's different, please. I've seen it be different. I know it's different. Well, heck. Okay. It didn't modify them, did it? No, it didn't. Okay, we know the first one produced some nice happy results. And by happy results, I mean results that are very not happy because they are different. I'll close out of this, pop this open again. These values, I know I saw differences. 393. And now when I want it to show me differences, it's like not showing me the differences. Which doesn't make any sense. 1282, 262, where are the differences at? Have I done any Unreal Engine or Unity stuff? No, I haven't. Not really. It's tricky. It's tricky using them and getting good performance out of them, right? Because I'm trying to build like very lightweight web games, things that, you know, you can download when you're on really bad internet and you can play and have it be fast and performant. And I wish I could use Unity more. It's pretty cool. I've seen people make some really awesome stuff with it. Okay, all of these are the same. How is that possible? Wait. Is it, like, it wasn't Safari that I popped open, was it? Okay, I'll compare Safari with Chrome. Maybe that will help me out. Line 380, 323. There we go. Cosine is different. Tangent is different. That's what I'm going for. EXP is infinity there. EXP is 39. That's what I want. Math.exp of this value. $989. The fudge? That's weird. But it's not supposed to be math.exp of this value? before, and then if I pop this open, I'll get to your question in a sec. Let me just finish typing this. Yeah, that's what I want. The value is different. Great. Perfect. So now we just need something that works across browsers for the functions that we've defined. So Safari, Chrome, different values, exactly what we want. Okay, is it true that in big tech company, people are so specialized at the point that it's like a specialized team of... okay, let me rephrase your question. So in large companies, is it true that people are very specialized, so much so that, like, you know, one person might be focused on like just doing like performance for like resource files? Yes, the specialization in fact does happen this way, and you're encouraged to go down this route, especially at like lower, like more junior roles. The goal is like you become kind of like the master of this tiny little thing, tiny little sliver of much larger thing, so that you're like the go-to person. It's just kind of how it is. But of course, I prefer the exact opposite of that. My preference is to kind of be like, you know, a jack of all trades, right? Not really a master of none, but I guess kind of a master of none, yeah. But still pretty good at like all the things. I just feel like I can build more interesting stuff. Okay. So what I need to do now is I need to go over here and please create some functions. Math.cosine, math.exp, math.tangent variants that are browser identical. All right, so now it will hopefully come up with some more clever solutions. This is O1 Pro. This should be more than good enough to generate these things. And the idea is that when I do math.exp and all that other stuff with these new functions, they will just be cross-browser and it will just magically work and the values will be identical. So this is kind of like what something like Rapier would do under the hood with its WASM. It would guarantee that the values are the same, but I'm curious what the performance difference is. Unity is popular with mobile games? Yeah, it's very popular with mobile games. The game market is hard. Yeah, I mean, you've seen like a lot of games fail, you know, Concord, Starfield. What are those other ones that nobody ever plays? Star Wars, Outlaws, right? That one's a failure. What are some of the other funny ones? Just, you know, the ones that like the Sweet Baby Ink ones, right? Those are very silly. But yeah, I mean, make a good game and then it should be fine. That's what Foony tries to do. Like, I just try to make games that are good. All right. Cross-browser cosine exp tangent. What the hell is reduce angle? Oh, it's just a helper function. I bet these are far more expensive. exp cosine tangent. Okay, I mean, we can try it. But it's not very confident in this. We'll test it. Is this TypeScript or JavaScript? It looks like JavaScript. It's JavaScript. Okay, whatever. Let's try this on out. I need a math utils. And I'm not calling them cross-browser whatever. I'm gonna just call it like mathutils dot whatever would be fine. If this is a helper function, I like to have it at the bottom because people looking at the code don't give a heck and care about helper functions typically. They want the ones that are actually exported. Cosine, this is a number. You know what, let's leave it the way it is for now. We're not doing angle. Dump all the physics code into GPT and ask it to make it deterministic? Well, we're not gonna do that one, Kaz. There's too much code for that. It would overflow the context window. I think even all hands would struggle with it, because it would just get lost. It wouldn't understand what needs to be done to make it deterministic. You need to do it a little bit more piece by piece. So what we're doing here is we're doing it a bit more piece by piece. We make some assumptions. We assume that exponent, like raising it to the power, is fine. We assume that multiplication and division and addition and subtraction are okay, but certain functions are not okay. And we know that cosine, exp, and tangent are not okay. There might be a few others that also aren't okay, but for the most part, most of the math is fine. It seems. I'm curious if anyone else has determinism. A compiler rewrites it okay. The math functions, a cosine, and all these others. Yeah. Okay. See, this does not seem that useful. The first random number? Okay. That's cute. So, yeah, we're not doing that. But I'm hoping that maybe somebody has a blog post somewhere explaining what is non-deterministic. The functions that needed patching. Is this true? I don't know if all that's true. I mean, one thing I could do you know what I should do? I should have like pi, which seems like it's the same value for each of them. And then for each of the functions, we loop through like 1,000 times with pi. And we just apply the operation like 1,000 times. And then that should shake out, it should show some errors. So let's do that. Let's take this first code. Okay. Please take the below code, add all other math functions to it. Next, change the output for it so it's like okay. The following for const, let's just say the function of functions. Initial value equals math.py. And then we have to do like a dot apply or something. So basically just take the function. Oh, I should probably do the dot name and value thing. We'll just do that to value. So we'll just call this value. All right, how do we do this? Start with a value. Let I equals 0, I is less than 1,000. And we'll just keep on going. Now, value equals math function of value. Yeah, that should be fine. My concern is that for some of these, the value is going to be like so big or so small that it's gonna break. But that might be okay. Let's see if it understands this. So this, hopefully, my goal here is to shake out anything else that could be slightly wrong. Multiplication is fine, you can confirm. Thank you, matrix multiplication. You seem like the leading expert on multiplication, so I appreciate it. Random numbers we don't care about because we're going to be making sure that our random numbers aren't random. They're going to be seed random. Is this paid GPT? Yeah, this is the 200 a month GPT. This is like, this is the good one, the good stuff. Sorting and shuffling. The sorting is fine. Yeah, I don't think we need to worry about that. How old is this? This is apparently from 2024. Who the hell is... What the heck is Rune? Interesting that it happens to be for... Wait, I think I might have seen this before. It's interesting. They're doing like what we're doing. Multiplayer games, except they're doing like millions playing your game on Rune. Apparently they're big. I've never heard of them. Look, they've got like a dozen games in their examples. That's cute. Multiplayer on Foony is a little bit confusing. I see the way that they're doing it. So they have functions. So instead of like an object-oriented approach, it's very functional, where they just pass you the game object. This is like the game state stuff. Can I make a side business by hooking into a WebSocket so y'all can use it? I want to at some point. Like at some point I want to do something like what they're doing. I'm just not there yet. Top games on Rune. Wait, what? Scribble is on Rune? No way. I've heard of these games. I think some. Oh wait, no. This is. Oh, this is not that Scribble. This is a different Scribble. Oh. Okay. Made it sound like they were much bigger than they are. All right. Test values. Okay, let's see how this works. Console log, and then we've got the for loop. That's not what I want. That's too much logging. I want the iterative calculations. 1e6? Jesus Christ. A very small number of small values. Okay, what the hell is this? And then also, we do that. Okay. We'll take this. We're not gonna do all that stuff. That is too many shenanigan things. We just want the repeated application test. The sum thing I don't think is gonna be an issue. Well, you know what, I'll leave the sum thing. We can leave that. Floating point errors. It just... okay. Oh yeah, sure. We can leave that. Different test values. So it's just gonna be like, not quite what I want. We'll comment out this code here. Because we're using math.py for it. I think this is all I need, right? Yeah. Wait, no, I need this code too. Okay. So, if I close out, pop it open again, inspect this, hopefully this will tell us which functions matter today. And this is kind of like what I like to do anytime I'm just trying to learn something, right? Because like you're not going to find this on the internet, and if you do find this on the internet, the data might be wrong, it might be incorrect, so it's really important to like problem solving to kind of come up with like the truth, right? And the best way to do that is to, you know, sometimes reverse engineer it or figure it out on your own. So that's what we're doing. Figuring out what actually matters. What actually changes. Which of these math functions are weird? Repeated application test. That doesn't make any sense. Absolute value? No, that one makes sense. A cosine. Some of these values are just like all the way down to 0 or something. So, yeah. This one's ATAN is different. Yeah, okay. Go figure. ATAN H, ATAN 2 is different. It seems like ATAN 2 can be different. Okay. Siebert, Seal, Seal Z, whatever the heck those values are. Cosine is the same. That doesn't make sense. We said it was dangerous before. Okay. This isn't enough. We're gonna have to do this with like 0.99 as well. Math.log is dangerous. Log 1p is dangerous. Log 10 is probably also yeah. All the logs are dangerous, it looks like. Why do I prefer the 48-inch TV for coding? Just because the amount of code you can fit there, yeah. Okay. So log 10. Log 2. Log 2, yeah. Log 2 is also bad. Max is fine, that's whatever. Raising it to the power 1,000 times gives infinity. Okay, sure. Sine is shockingly fine. It's only cosine that's weird. And H is also bad. Okay. I kind of want to change it now. I want to repeat the test. This time, I want like 0.999 all the nines. Where's the code for that? Let's do negative 0.999. And this is the last test I'm going to do, and then I'm going to have it go and fix these. Okay, sine is unsafe. Am I feeding the output back into the inputs in the test? Yeah. So like if there's a small difference in one of them, then my goal is to hopefully like magnify that difference. Tan, H are both dangerous. Square root seems fine. Like you can see there, I actually managed to get like 2 significant digits of like difference on the sign. It's better than nothing. Alright, what else do we have going on? That's weird. A sign is correct for some reason, but A sign H is not. It makes me think that A sign is probably also dangerous. Atan is dangerous. I think I already have Atan. I don't have Atan. Okay. A smallest number constant? I mean, like, it's just like that last digit, right? If we just throw it out, I don't know. I know there's a way to do it, where we can like throw out the very end and then use the rest. Let's see, Atan2 is definitely very bad. Cosine, we know that one's bad. EXP-M1, was that any different? It is. Whatever the hell EXP-M1 is, that is not correct. A lot of things in here that are dangerous. Hypotenuse 367, that's fine. Math.log is crazy. This is what I mean. You see that? Like on the left side, it's -3. On the right, it's 0.8. How? It's so off after doing 1,000 of this, of just like feeding it into itself. The value doesn't even remotely look the same. Log 1p is also very different. Log 10 is crazy different. Yeah, all of that is so off. So you can see how that could like completely throw off the physics in a game across like a network. That's got to be an error? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Not with the way log works. It just how it is. It's because of the value that we're using, I think. Okay, so all of these are dangerous. All right. Well, now I need to test the safe ones and make sure that they're safe. Which we can do with the test. So I can add like a .spec or whatever the hell. One of these things, right? And I can set it up, and then we can just add it to the tests, make sure MatthewTells is good. Should be fine to just delete this code here, because I already have a copy of it. Okay. Reduce angle. So we're not, wait, did I delete the export? Yeah, I did. I just see unused code and I'm like, delete. Alright, so cosine, xexp, and tangents. We know that these are bad. So what if I come back over here, I pop it back open, I paste what we have. Of course, there's no export. Yeah. Fine. Okay. MathUtils. Great. Defined our MathUtils. And now I need to go up here. I should, you know what, this is the slowest way to copy paste my thing. I want to add math functions. Where are those defined? Go to math functions.push and then this code. Okay. Math functions. And we'll just push all of that. So we do that for cosine, exp, and tangents. Great. Now that we've added all of that, I can just do the last little bit, which is this code. I don't even think that copied properly. Okay, let me try that again. Bam. Copy, paste. Okay. The bottom three, I believe, are my new ones. exp of infinity is great, super duper. It's because I did it times 1,000 and not like a smaller number. But that should, yeah, I can do it like 10. I think 10 will be a much better number. Let's try that. 10 is too much? Are you kidding me? Fine, what about 2? Oh, it's probably because it's not a finite number. Great. Oh, there we go. Okay, that last one worked. We get values for each of them. Okay, so now we have to go up here, do the copy thingamabobber again. Let's see, what did I copy? I copied all this code, right? Yep, I did. Fine, I'll copy all the comments too, because why not? Copy that over. This is like a proof of concept, right? I just want to know if O1 Pro is capable of creating a deterministic library for this. I think it is, but I'm not 100% sure. So this will help me know. If the values are deterministic, if they're the same between the two browsers, that means it works. And then we'll write some test code for this. They are the same. And if I go up to the top, we can take a look at cosine, and I'm hoping it is a different value. It's a different value. Awesome, it works. So cosine, exp, what is exp here? A different value. Does this also run on the server? Yes, I will have to make sure that that the client and the server, they both use the same code for the physics, obviously. And so they will both be using this deterministic math wrapper to make all of the math deterministic and exactly the same value. So exp is good. Tangent, what about tangent? Where is tan on here? Near the bottom. That tan is going to be different, I hope. It is. And if I look at the one that is deterministic, it's completely different. What the hell? exp is fine. It's slightly off. The cosine is very close. Actually, no, it's not. 857. It works, but why is it so wrong? I mean, the worst one is the tangent. So if I just do it once, we can kind of compare. Well, that seems fine. The value is very similar. What? So then just like doing this twice causes the value to be crazy different? Yes, it does. You see what I mean though? Like, this is why determinism matters. Because like if I run the number once, I get one value, and then if I run it like a second time, the value is just wildly different. It's like 20-30% off. Just because of this small little fluctuation here. Because this is 15574 and this is 15578. So that is enough of a difference to cause the, like, running it through a second time to just be completely off. But it's correct. We just use an LLM to create a deterministic math function stuff. So that's good. It's a good start. The next step would be set up some testing, and then we just try to get the delta to be as small as possible so that it is more accurate. How does this work anyways? 2pi. Use modulo to reduce, but since JS modulo can be imprecise for large numbers. Is that true? Interesting. Apparently that works. X divided by 2pi. Yeah, this is going to require a lot of testing. Does this also run on the server? Yeah. This will be fine. Okay. So we have a list of dangerous functions. In fact, I'm pretty sure that Foony uses some of this. If this works, I'm gonna have to take GPT to dinner. You kidding me? I don't date my LLM, okay? That's never going to happen ever. I guess I shouldn't say never, but probably never. It's pretty cute. It is cute that this actually works. Okay. I've got to go through all of the models and I got to make sure everything is good. First of all, let me run the test again. Make sure it still passes all of the tests. It does. Great. Let's get a commit in because there've already been so many changes. This is part of trying to do it iteratively. You know, like you run the tests, you delete a bunch of stuff, you commit. I'm just gonna do this piece by piece. I should do the formatting all in one. That way I don't confuse the formatting with actual code changes. Because doing both at once is very problematic. You're not supposed to do that. For obvious reasons. It just makes it harder to see what actually changed. So we've got some initial tests. Well, I'm mad even isn't being included in this. It definitely should be. Let me go through all that, delete a whole bunch of stuff here. Better to take ChatGPT to dinner than chat? Okay. Conversation is very strange. Right, delete some plots that had functions which didn't exist. More code. Stuff there. Dist. This should not be... yeah. I want to delete the whole dist folder. Okay. Just add a package lock, do that. Okay. So that's a start. I should probably push this. I think it's probably fine to push this now. Am I winning? Slowly. So we found a whole bunch of functions that are dangerous to use across different browsers. So if you're trying to do deterministic JavaScript code, so like anything to do with networking, you cannot use the typical math library. Setups libraries is, oh my god. Alrighty. Sure thing. Relax. Yeah, okay. If you say so. Alright, let's see. A nice relaxing workout. Ads? Oh no. Bad ad timing. I mean, you can always watch on YouTube. And I could have done a few more. I got kind of bored. But you can also rewind on YouTube. So if you need to catch it because you missed it because of ads, you can just watch on YouTube as well. I do it on both. I also post my VODs now on YouTube. So if you miss a stream, you can watch it on YouTube as well. Alrighty. You missed the push-up. Can I do it again? Ah, yeah, we can do it again. Okay, because I mean, you missed it, right? So might as well do it again real fast. Just go down here. All right. $19. Okay, you know what? That's not a great number to end on. There we go. 23. Pretty sure it's 25. I demand a recount. Alrighty. So, now we just keep on going. There's a whole bunch of code to update here. Pepe sus? Yeah, okay. Sure thing, Galahad. I might have miscounted. Did I miscount? I don't know. You confused me. I gotta have to like rewatch the VOD to see. And the new Lion King ad? Is this the one where they replaced Simba with a lion? I mean, I guess Simba's a lion, but you know what I mean. It looks like two lions. I don't know. I liked the art style back when it was hand-drawn, you know? It was really nice. Right, okay, we don't need that code. We need to go back over here. We need all of the physics stuff to be documented and typed. What the hell is collision? Let's just do a real simple one. So I'm just gonna run prettier on all these, just to make sure, to kind of like separate the things, you know. I don't want this to kind of, I don't want the reformat to have any actual code changes. These enums can probably be made const enums. Is there anything else that needs changing? Probably. The views. Maybe. Ball mesh, stuff like that. Does this matter at all? Does this do physicsy stuff under the hood? That uses R for the radius. Oh, that'll tell me what R means. Spin axis arrow. Icosahedron geometry. R is in fact the ball radius. Yes. Okay, that's what I thought. I guess it's ball radius in meters then. I think the foony ball radius is also very similar. I know we had Jippity come up with all the comments. Yeah, this stuff here. So let's just boom, replace it. And sure, thanks Algo, appreciate it. Purchased with trading gains? Something like that. But yeah, I've got like a ton of exalts now on Path of Exile. I'm getting into the end game. I can push like, what's the hardest monster level map I've done? I think I've done 17. I think 17 is the highest I've done so far. So that's you take a 15 map and then like, there are some other things. There was a big nerf patch, wasn't there? Yeah, they nerfed the arsonists for infernalist mages or witches. So the skeletons are actually really strong now. The snipers, it just mows down bosses. It completely melts them. I've already killed Zarok and gotten like the full ascendancy, all my points there. So I've got some more leveling to do because I'm only level 85. But I'm very much in the end game. So if you ever get up there and you ever need a carry through Zarok, which can be quite tricky, just let me know. Be glad to help out. Or if you need a few exalts to level the character and you want some very overpowered gear, I can help out there too. Okay, I guess that's all for the physics. So this is just, yeah, there we go. Oh, let me make sure there's no actual changes here, just comments. Awesome. Reformats, physics code. Great. You don't know how to redeem your key? Well, if it's a Steam key, then you would redeem it on Steam. If it's not a Steam key, then probably on the Path of Exile website. I think. Pretty sure there's a way to redeem it there. Alright, so we're good on all that. Are there any other types that we care about? Oh yeah, I didn't actually check these types. So it needs to be ball, resting depth, will fall, and then I gotta add all the other stuff here. What the hell is future position? I guess it's effect 3, right? Probably. And this is supposed to be a number. What is this actually doing? That's obviously a number. And what is pocket centers? Pocket.willfall. I guess this is a pocket. Okay, so this is a pocket array. It's a triple G key. Oh yeah, I had a friend who didn't know that it would be so grindy. And then like, you know, the game Path of Exile, it's made by grinding gear games. The whole point of the game is you grind gear. That's the game. It's in the name. Right there, grinding gear. Good name? It's a great name for what it is, absolutely. Just might as well say it's a number. Okay, so all the types are there. I'm missing anything over here. Also the loading screen icon. Very much grinding gear. Yeah, I like it a lot. Path of Exile 2, big fan. If they make the change where like dying is less punished, so like you don't lose your map, that would be huge. Because you already like lose a bunch of XP, which I think is totally fine. You can keep that, but losing your map just feels really terrible and is not a fun game mechanic. Okay, so these things here need types as well. Return delta. What is delta? V and a W. Oh, this is that VW thing. So delta is just the velocity and angular velocity. What do I want to call that? Up with a good type name for angular velocities. I can't think of a good name, so. Oh yeah, it should be delta or something. Body kinematics? I guess. Sure. I could just make like a type for that. Where do I want to stick the type though? That's just a type. I don't want to cause any depths. I'll just add it here, I guess. Yeah, that's good enough. Which means that this here is body kinematics. Oh, that's a vector 3. I'm guessing this is also a vector 3. Theta, is this a number? It is. And then I need to also make sure that these are only exported if they're actually used. That's body kinematics. Wait, delta? What the hell is this delta coming from? Yee. That's a bit scary. So it's returning a variable that's being modified. And it's happening for performance reasons so that you do. It's only safe for a little bit. But hey, you know, if the code works, I'll just leave it. Howdy, Laird. How's it going? Okay, we have an X and a Y, and an X and a Y and a Z. So that makes it a vector 3 like, because we're not actually using any of the vector properties. Up cross, what does this require? Vector 3 like. This might be a vector 3 like, actually. What is this? Model, what is model? What? Oh. I don't know what this is then. It is a function that takes two properties, which I'm guessing this is, okay, that's a vector, it takes two vector 3s and returns body kinematics. Okay. VRWR. Well, it takes a vector 3 like. I'm guessing that this is, like, there's different models. There's like the which are based on like the white papers, right? So I'm assuming that is where this is coming from. ASMR programming when? Oh, where I just like, I'm just quiet and it's just my keyboard? I don't know. Maybe at some point. Bounce hand. Unused. Okay, I'll just delete that then. You would watch a Foony project ASMR style? I think a lot of people would. So maybe at some point. Rotate Mad Haven adapter. Cartesian to ball centric. What is this? So that needs to be a vector 3, like. Why is that upset here? Because it requires 2 vector 3 likes. The problem is the vector 3 like gets uppity because it's a read only. I mean, we don't need these to be vector 3 likes. They can be vector 3s, I think. Should be fine. Great. Now it is. So it's almost like I want this function. I'm curious. Can I have a function satisfies a something? Does that work? Like, let's say I have this be that. Can I just be like satisfied? And you can't. Okay. I didn't think so. You can do it like this. You can be like const Cartesian to ball centric whatever. And you can satisfy it that way as well, but you can't just do it from a function. Bit unfortunate. And this is a typo. It's supposed to be Cartesian is not Cartesian. It's Cartesian, like that. Okay. It's only used in one area. I could inline it. Oh, whatever, this is fine. Let's move it down though. That way it follows read order, which means that this needs to be moved up. This can just be returned. We'll leave the other one alone. Base's hand. What is this? CSAB? What on earth are these numbers? I take it these are both vector 3s, because that seems like what these variable names are supposed to represent. But I had it typed down here, and I don't think I actually used that type, did I? I think I just made sure it matches the type. Oh, I guess I deleted the code for that. Wait, this can be returned here. That doesn't need to have that. This could be simplified a little bit. I almost want to be like return is group cushion, like use a ternary. Just because I'm very comfortable with ternaries. And then there's just crazy weird math and weird variable names. And no explanation of what it is. But that's okay, because we can just have an LLM add all of the comments for us. S.length, what is this? Is this like an array? What is PZS? What the hell is PZS? PZS. So S not, okay. Those are obviously vectors. This is obviously a vector. I still don't know what this is. So, okay. It's being called with a vector. It's being called with a number. Oh, PZE is called with a number. PZS is called with a factor 3. So this must be a vector 3. And then I guess the length of the vector, that's just going to be like its magnitude, I'm guessing. Yeah, it's going to be the magnitude of the vector. 7 divided by 2 divided by m, so that's 3.5 divided by m. Whatever the heck that's supposed to mean. Did I add? No, okay, there's still more. Slowly but surely, this is getting a bit more useful. Okay. Wait, how does this make sense? It's being frozen. Oh, I see. So the contents of those vectors are being stuck. So this is just so that whenever you pass it around, you don't reassign v and w. The other thingamabobbers. Sure. Whatever. I could have GPT do the comments, but it's not going to do as good a job as all hands because, again, it lacks context. I'll have it do comments in a second. I want to get the types first. And I don't want it to get the wrong comments either. That's going to be important. Okay, let's make sure that the code still runs. Let's see. Let me double check something real fast. Alrighty. So now if I go back over to GitHub, desktop, okay, we've got extra comments. Things look fine. I'll come over here. Alright, now I'm just gonna have GPT do this for now, because again, I don't have the key ready for all hands. Please add comments. Any function here that's exported. Double test, or double check, make sure that this code still runs. It does. Good. We didn't break any tests yet. Might as well add a few comments or a few types here real fast. If I just, oh, it's not finished. Oh, it's still typing. I'll give it time to type. Hopefully it doesn't require me to hit continue to finish it. This also will make it easier for me to double check to see what it's done. So we can just double check, make sure all it's done is added comments. Well, I think it might have finished, hopefully. So boom. Okay, what? That doesn't make sense. Oh, it moved the functions to the bottom. Yeah, because they're not exported, so move it to the bottom. That's good. Definitely wanted that. As long as the logic is the same. I gotta make sure the logic hasn't changed. Let's see. So basis hand is COSO 721. COSO 721, yep, that's right. I think it's fine. So, okay, so negative 6 ECB. Yep, I think it's fine. Okay, let's check the comments. Surface velocity. Yep, that makes sense. Full 3D, this comments both linear velocity. Okay, sure. Force roll. Oh, that makes sense. That's why it's called force roll. Man, the comments of LLMs are pretty good. Bedtime. Alright, take care, Galahad. This is insane. Like, used in cushion bounce calculations. Calculates a 2D like a vector. I don't understand it. I still don't understand it with the comment, but the comment at least I think maybe helps. Is this actually used anywhere? I may not need to export this. Yep, okay, sounds good. Add comments to physics. So are all of these actually used? Like, so that looks like it's actually used. Yep, okay, can't do much with that. Cute spin, I'm guessing, is used. Yep. The hell this is. Approximates the normal restitution. This isn't exported. This... That's a function. Okay, let's move that on down. That's not exported either. Okay. The nice thing about removing export, if it's not actually used, is sometimes your IDE will be like, oh hey, that code, you can delete it. This is only used by diagrams. Diagrams are basically for testing. I almost want to put visible for testing on that. Same for that one. Same for that. A lot of these are. It's like some internal stuff. It's a bit strange to me that force rule is only used by ball, and yet it's in physics. That's a function for ball. That's weird. Okay. I kind of want to move this over to ball. These balls? Yes. The code is all kinds of jank. So force rule, we can remove from physics, stick it over here instead. Which you want, ideally you want to like kind of keep that together, because like if this is a very large project, by importing it from the other file, this whole file might get pulled into your bundle size, right? Okay, V and W, this is that kinematics thing, I think. That makes sense. I wonder how many of these can be made private. Update mesh. I was really hoping update mesh be done. This is probably a time step, I'm guessing. I'm just like bouncing around. I need to like not bounce around quite so much and just like one file at a time. Bool. Great. Isn't that just for visible? There we go. Now those names make a little bit more sense. Distance 2, this is probably a vector 3, yep. I don't like interface at all. I like type. Not a fan of interface. Also not a fan of all this. What the hell is this? Mesh? Why is it public? Are people like modifying the table mesh? No. They are? Why don't I like interfaces? Because in TypeScript, you can define you can just have types. You don't have to like think like, should this be an interface? Should this be a type? Type just kind of works for all of it, just about. So I just find it easier to just type for all of it. It's just always type. It's one less thing to think about. Table.balls. Is this actually, oh my god, all this stuff is very not the way that it's done on Foony. Unfortunately, a lot of this is going to be a nightmare to replace. So I've got to figure out like where the code like starts, like where does the physics begin? And I've got to like untangle physics from the rest of the code. It's gonna be kind of tricky. Did we add all of the types that we need? No, there's still a few more. Oh, data. That's basically just like posvel, arvel. Posvel, arvel. I think it's basically like a ball. But it's basically like a partial ball. So what is this update from serialized? And do we need it? So it's only ever called from this handle watch. One thing we can do is we can pop open the debugger, and that'll help with understanding what these are. Because like clearly this is like to serialized and from serialized. So, okay, why is there a from serialized with data and an update from serialized? Does this ever get called outside of ball where it updates? No, it doesn't. The table gets update from serialized, but the ball never does. This is actually private. Which means there's no need to have update from serialized for ball. I can just have from serialized and then it can be like result equals blah and then set the rest. So when I do vec, that returns a new vector with the values. Basically it's a clone. So I don't actually need to modify this. This line is irrelevant. It's just a waste of compute. Because now that this is private, and the tests still all pass, I'm curious. If I break it intentionally, do the tests fail? Like, how good is the test coverage? Oh, it's pretty good. It breaks. If I comment this line out, it still works. Oh, it fails? What the hell? Oh, is this called from tests? Oh, I missed this line. Okay. Yeah, I can't make it private. Update from serialized is right there. That explains it. I need to understand why that's there. This can be made const, right? Surely? To save on how much we're actually shipping? I think, hopefully. Run it. Still passes? Great. How many other enums are there? This can be const. How many others? this can be const. How about any other enums? Great, all of them are const enum. If you have any enums in your TypeScript, they're not the same as in like a lot of other languages. You need to make sure you use const. If you don't, then when you come over to your like the build, the output, it's gonna become kind of nasty. So for example, if I look at model outcome, that's not the right one. It's probably all gonna get shoved into index.js or something. So if I look at collision, it's gonna be a little bit nasty. Okay, you know what? Let me do. Yeah, let's do these ones. Stationary. Actually, not even used. Very interesting. Okay. This is a bit hard to read. Let me profile this for you. Okay, so I said this was, which one, stationary? Okay, so this is what a non-const enum does. Doesn't normally, wait, what? Okay, this is some like weird Webpack stuff. But you can see it makes a functioning thingamabob over here, and then it like creates these variables on whatever E is, and then it just maps it to the name. It's a bit wasted, a wasted space there. I think there was something nastier with enum that I've seen by like some transpiler, I'm not sure which one. Still not great, but not the worst I've seen. However, if it is a const enum, a lot of that goes away. I'm not sure how quickly this... It might have already happened, actually. Let me see. No, that code's fine. Okay, I'm gonna do const. Then I rerun this. Something here should update, I hope. Why is it the same? Oh yeah, okay, whatever. Howdy, Beaver. What's good? Just working on someone else's code for a change. I am familiarizing myself with this physics library for pool. So I'm trying to update the pool on Foony and trying to make it less bad, right? So the goal is Foony's physics sucks. It is like 700 kilobytes in gzip size. It's massive. It's slow. It's incorrect. The physics is a little bit off. So there is a much smaller physics, like much smaller, and I'm trying to slowly work it and fit it into Foony. So I'm currently on step 1, and step 1 is take all of the code, add types to it, add comments. On a scale of 1 to 10, how scuffed is the backend code for Foony? Like 4? It's not that bad. It's a little scuffed. I mean, it's Acorn.js or Acorn.ts, right? So like, things can be improved, but it's not like, it's not bad. You know, I can hit the backend with a hammer and it'll come back up, so it's alright. You also work for a web games platform? You'd say the backend code is like an 8? Ooh. Yikes. Yeah, I'm trying to unscuffify a lot of the code in like this pull physics before I pull it on over to Foony as well. You know, making things private where they can be private, etc. Another thing I'm curious about is I wonder if all hands is able to unscuffify. Like, I mean, it can do the comments just fine, but I'm curious if it can figure out what can be made private. And what is collision? Where is this used? Oh, it's just collision utils is what this is. I see. Is collision.model used anywhere? No, it's not. It's only used in collision. Great. That's private then. And where is this model used? Oh, it's just right there. Okay, that's a fine spot for it. How's the building going? It's going. You know, I gotta figure out like which functions are actually public and which ones are not public. That one's fine. This is a bit strange. So collision.willCollide is only ever used from table. Collide is only ever used from table. Is this also only used? Okay, collision throw. Okay, I guess it's a little different. Interesting, interesting. And then update velocities. Is a private thing. I can almost like split this out. Because that's only called from here. Oh, Jesus. Let's see. Let's see here. Sorry, just typing real fast. Let's see. All outcome, etc. Let me see. What kind of code do I have so far? So I made stuff enum, or constant. Made a tiny bit private. And added types to one of the models. I've got to go through all the models and make sure types are in all of those, and then it'll be pretty ready. I think there's not too much other code, because like if it's something that I'm not going to care about, I'm not going to bother making the code nice or adding types to it, right? I only care about code that might hit Foony. This does some other stuff too, I don't care. Code's a bit of a mess anyways. Alright. So, let's see, where's outcome? Model. Oh, sure, we can do that. What is incident speed supposed to be? Great. There's an any type, and then incident speed. Oh, it's a number. Awesome. Okay, we know it's a number. Great. That means all of this is a number. That's ball, and then we go over here. It's also a ball. The question is, how many of these are actually private and not used anywhere else? Is this used anywhere else? It isn't used anywhere. So this isn't even exported. It's just a const enum. Okay. What about outcome? Okay, so that's only ever used here. So the constructor is private because nothing actually constructs an outcome. Wait, is this true? Yeah, okay, so it's a private constructor. This is good, this is good, we're getting there. What about this outcome.incident speed? That gets called outside. But can it be made constant? Yes, it can. Okay, what about this? Collision, this is outcome. So that might be different. Outcome.boppy. Okay, I think this can also be made private. Let's just make everything private, and then we'll see if it yells at me. This yells at me. Because the value's never read. Okay, so I might be able to delete this. Maybe. It might get accessed outside. Let's run it. That's gonna fail. What do you mean it doesn't fail? What? It should fail. I think it doesn't fail because the types are missing from Arg. This is so scuffed. Okay. This is probably read-only though, at least. Let's just make everything read-only. Oh, it might yell at me. It doesn't yell at me. I don't know why. We need more types before I go and make everything private and constant. Cue ball. What is cue ball? I'm guessing that's ball. What is outcomes? Probably a list of outcomes. Oh, yeah, see. This can't be read-only. That's probably why it didn't tell me I could make it read-only, because it just didn't know. Okay. This is good. Cue ball is supposed to be ball. Easy fix. Making sure everything knows it's there. It looks like this is a set of balls. Not a set of balls. What do you mean it's not a set? It could be null. Great. Is that true? Why can this be null? I feel like it's okay, whatever. Maybe it can be null, who knows? Something else is that this is going to find bugs. So adding types to your code like this helps with finding bugs. Because you're like, that's not supposed to be null. Adding types to other people's code also helps with finding bugs. I still don't know what this type is. Ah, it's an outcome type. Okay, I thought it was, oh, it says right there it's an outcome type. Okay. Outcome type. Great. Does the code still run? Yes. Does it still build? I'm guessing it still builds if if test succeeds. Seems like it does. Just run this too, real fast. I like how fast it builds, but I mean, I guess the code is relatively simple. Okay. So that makes this private read-only. It doesn't need to be assigned anymore. This is private. And this is also private. Can they actually be assigned to null? Is it ever actually assigned to null? This is assigned to cue ball, which is not null, and this might maybe be null, but maybe not be null. The incident speed, that's read-only. And the timestamp is date not now. Which means, well, that goes away. Wait, what do you mean read-only incident speed? Unused field. Wait, what? This is an outcome. It's public. Oh, it doesn't understand. Right, because we haven't added types yet for the rest of the code, so it doesn't understand that yes, this is in fact used, just not here. All right. So I would have to update the code here for my IDE to come in and be like, hey, everything else is okay, so I can see their type it gets used. So it's actually public read only. I just omit public, it's the same thing. I guess I could add public just to be like, hey, yeah, I know that this is public. Would help me understand which parts of the code I've visited and which ones I haven't. This is probably an outcome list. I don't know what the hell pitch is, but I guess it's a number. What's this volume? Is this a number? Sounds like it's a number. This is probably a string, and this is an audio, I guess? I don't know which kind of camera this is. I'm going to assume it's, oh, that's the wrong one. Okay, great. Maybe it's that one. What the hell is load assets? What are all these? There's so many questions. Well, I'm guessing it's a cushion. Pot. Well, there's nothing called pot, so it can't be that. Maybe this is collision? Who knows? Definitely very wrong. Oh, they're audios. Right. Of course they'd be audios. Why wouldn't they be audios? Does this ever actually get called? No, it doesn't. Let's delete it. Now, I can probably delete this pretty much whole thing, which is nice, because we don't need any sound. We have our own sound. So I don't need any of this. We just need the keyboard sound? Yeah. Keyboard sounds pretty good. All right, let's test it out. Does it still build? Is everything still happy-dappy? Yep. And if I pop it on open, can I still play? It still works. I haven't broken it entirely. So that's a good thing. I'm gonna be real excited once this gets done and then like, okay, well, that was glitchy, but I'm sure it was probably glitchy before, hopefully. That's when I spin it. Does it do that normally? Did I break something horribly? Howdy, Dong. Let me see and make sure I didn't just completely break this. Although this is a slightly different version, so maybe it will. Okay, good. I didn't break it. It's still like that. I think it's because I'm going through Parsec or whatever, so it's probably fine. Cool. Everything is fine. Nothing is broken yet. Which is a little disappointing, but you know, it is what it is. Oh, wait a minute. This outcome. I think I can remove null. Because we needed it earlier since I didn't know if it was null on ball A or ball B. This doesn't make sense. So outcome can only be ball A and ball B. That doesn't make sense. These must be nullable. These must be nullable. Like, okay, this says outcome.pot, right? Ball A, ball A, ball A, ball B. Collision, ball A, ball B. Is it not nullable or is it nullable? Let me do this. If ball A is null or ball B is null, throw new error. Ball can't be null. Now, unfortunately, I don't have enough information to know if it's nullable or not because the types are very hit or miss. There's still a lot of any's in the rest of the code. So I'm kind of relying on this to maybe hopefully break in some way. It passed all the tests. You're job hunting and not doing so well on lead code problems. Do I have any advice? Do more lead code problems. Look at the so like if you're starting off on lead code, you're gonna have a hard time. I recommend you jump in, try to solve a problem. If you struggle with it for more than like 30 minutes or however long you feel is a decent amount of time and you're like, I can't figure this out, you're not making any progress, look at the answer. Look at the answer. You can look at the answers for all of these problems. It's fine. So I recommend you actually start a lot of the times by looking at the answer. Look at a bunch of answers, okay? Find one that you can understand and you can reason about. Understand why the answer is the way that it is, and then implement it. Just copy the answer, write it down. You know, use the same style. Try to rewrite the answer without looking at the answer. Eventually you'll get to a point where you can solve the problem because you know the answer, right? And then come back to it like the next day or in a few hours. This is spaced repetition, so come back to it and then try to solve the problem without looking at the answer, the same one. Try to solve it. You might succeed, you might fail. If you fail, look at the answer again. Keep repeating this and space it out, increase the amount of time between looking at the answer and solving it. Eventually, you won't need to look at the answer anymore. You'll remember how to solve it, and then move on to other problems. Go on to harder problems. This is the same thing that you would do if you're trying to do TypeScript challenges on GitHub. There's no shame in looking at the answer, okay? Eventually, you will build up enough of a mental model that you won't need to look at any of the answers. So you'll be able to go like here, like tuple to object. Okay, let's take the challenge. You know, like something real simple like this. Be like, okay, what am I supposed to do? Given an array, transform it into an object type, and KV must be in the provided array. So we have some array, we can see the tuple, and we want to convert it tuple to object. So T extends read-only any array into an object. So it expects Tesla, whatever. So K and this would be two bracket number maps to K. Formatting. Something along those lines. See? Oh, expect error. This is supposed to be an error on number. So that's okay. Well, that's going to be like 1 to 1 and 2 to 2. So you can be like, I'd have to do like some other thing on it. But you can also look at answers. So like if you can't do even that or whatever, right? You just look at the answer, go check out solutions. You look at some of these. Some of them will be nice, some of them won't. So blah, that is not an answer. Wait, hold on. How's this? Let's check out solutions. Are they the closed ones? Yeah. Okay, well that's basically what I had. I think they must have introduced new things to it. Can I share this repo? Well, this is just for TypeScript, okay? This is not like gonna help you with getting a job. This is just an example showing that you do it in the same way, right? You look at the answers and then you try to solve it. So if I go to HackerRank or whatever it's called, which I guess now is LeetCode, is the one that everyone uses. Maybe? Is this it? Hopefully there's a nice way to see the answers, because that's what I would hope. God, why is it bright? It's like staring into the sun. Do they let you see the answers on this? Problems. Let's just pick a simple one, like two-sum. Solutions. Yeah, okay, good. So, yeah, just start with solutions. Howdy, Snicker. But hopefully that helps you out. Another thing you can do is the Primogen has a course on front-end masters. So he's a femboy, right? You got this course here. Where is it? Celeste Algorithms course. So you can also take this course, and maybe that will also help you. All right. Anywho, I've got to head out a little bit early. I've got some plans a bit later, so I'm gonna find some to raid, and I'm gonna continue working on this physics thing. Hopefully, I can finish getting all the types ready. And then the next step is going to be the gnarliest, hardest part, which is making the wrapper compatible between Foony and the other code. That's gonna be a nightmare. I've got a few ideas on how I can maybe do it. I'm thinking maybe what I can do is I can take the code, and then I can put both of the code bases like in the same repo or something, and then I can pass that to all hands, and I can be like, okay, all hands, um, make a wrapper that supports. That's totally not gonna work. It's gonna be way too hard. I'll come up with something. I'll come up with an idea. We'll make it work. It might take a few days. Alright, let's find someone to raid. So what do we have? Irish John? I've never heard of Irish John before. Wait, is this? Have I played that game? Not sure. Okay, Leah Codes is on. CM Griffing is on. Elko is on. Who do we raid? Any suggestions? Chris? Sure thing. You're coming in as I'm raiding out? Timing? That's alright. If you want, you can also watch the VOD over here. So all of my VODs from now on are going to be on YouTube. So there's going to be like a kind of a back catalog you can start watching there. I don't know if I want to upload all of my past VODs. I've got a recording of like every video I've done since I started streaming. So quite the backlog I could upload at some point. Anyhow, take care, y'all. And I will do my best to be back on Sunday. I might do a PoE2 stream tomorrow. We'll see.